something, right?
Yes, I have a new kind of raspy voice. No,
I'm gonna say what happened to your old voice.
I it's in hiatus for a little bit.
Oh,
It sounds good.
This morning I got up and I have a new voice. Thank you. It's allergies usually. I don't know why.
That
Good
happens to the
morning.
best of us.
Yeah,
Darn allergies.
there are allergies. You think after 35 years of living in the same place will go away? No.
Good morning.
Good morning.
good morning.
Hey, Mike, it's Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey,
How you
Mike.
doing?
Oh, great, Mr. Melissa. Hey, Mike, at the end of the meeting here, we have it on the agenda. There's a section called Open Forum and Announcements.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be requesting a motion by the committee to support the local governments. Tampa, the TPO, and Hillsborough County are going to seek federal funding under a new direct funding source to local governments called Safe Systems for All, SS4A. Hillsborough County's application, we're putting in for $30 million.
Good for you.
And so we'd like to support the CTST support if we could. Okay, make a motion to that effect.
Okay. In regards to with the CTST helping you, what is it you're asking us to help?
Just support. The application is for Safe System. This is safety. This is the safety group for the area.
Okay.
And what the money, we're going to seek money for safe routes to school.
Okay.
Corridor retrofits for pedestrian safety and those type things. It's all safety related, usually for non-motorized type things.
Sure.
Except we do have some corridor retrofits for high injury network we're going to be putting in for. So, and we're providing the match money. I think it's 80-20 match. So we'll provide the match money. So.
Bob, are you also looking at doing some of the sidewalk gaps? I've just starting to pay more attention here in Hillsborough County since I come down here more often.
Yeah, we are. But last week at the board meeting, I don't know if you were aware that they allocated $20 million in FY23 to retrofit some do some sidewalk work, and including grinding, replacing, filling in gaps, that kind of stuff like that. That's only a drop in the bucket, though. We got over $100 million worth of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with it. I actually had somebody in our office riding with me. I says, "You see these sidewalks? This is what we try to avoid." And it just had to be on one of your roads. I can't even remember where we were at, but
I mean, the roots lifting up the sidewalk, or
lifting
something?
up, and where the ADA mats used to be was all squashed and shattered.
Well, we replace those once we know about. Somebody emails us on that stuff.
Okay.
We usually address that. We got a program to go out and address that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I just happened to have a new person with me. We just went down one of those roads and just saw some of that stuff,
If you see it, just send us an email, and then we'll handle this customer case and we'll assign it to our maintenance unit to take care of it.
I wasn't sure where we were at because we just did a lot of stuff, and it was in the Temple Terrace area, somewhere in that area we were riding around. It wasn't too far from our office, so it could have been one of their city streets or county streets. I was just giving him an idea of what we try to look for when we're out there on our roads.
Yeah, we only have a couple roads in Temple Terrace. I think you have some roads through Temple Terrace.
Yes, we do.
So, yeah. All the major roads in that city are either the states or the counties.
I was trying to stay local. I didn't want to ride around forever.
Okay. Now we have we should share with you, if you're interested in that we actually went through every road in the county, and we have a program. We ranked the top locations, and we have the top 135 locations, and we've scored them, and we're using the money consistent with that ranking mechanism on the gaps.
Sure.
Go back and fix it.
Yeah, if you'd like, I'd be interested in looking at that.
Yeah. Melissa's company did that for us, by the way.
Okay.
the initial screening, and another company did the actual preliminary engineering and cost estimating.
Sure.
So, yeah. Hey, Michael, I think I communicated back to the listener. Somebody did. You offered us a safety edge tool to the county.
Correct.
We don't do our own resurfacing. You're aware of that, right?
Correct. Nobody does actually, and that's what I was explaining in the meetings, that you would need to specify to your contractor this is the brand of the safety edge tool that you would need to use, and that would.
I don't know if we can legally do that, but we could put it in the plans where it specs they have to do a certain way, and then if another competitor wants to use it, they can do it. But we leave it up to the contractor to these equipment to do that.
Well, I know that, but I just tell them what brand we got. The brand I'm using is called a Little Champ, and it fits probably about 80% of the screeds that are out there on the market.
Yeah. You're aware that the county did one of the first safety edge projects in your district, right?
Yeah.
On Gun Highway. We had to bid it 3 different times at safety edge job.
I remember that. Actually, it was Frank Julian. You remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank was the one that gave me all that information back then.
Okay. By the way, for your information, it's been 3 years ago, Mike. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
And we're going to go back. That was one of the run off the road highest crash locations, and it's been 3 years, and we're going to do a post study next year.
Great.
Pre and post. See if that technique solves some of the problems out there. Good morning. It's about 9:30. It's time for our scheduled meeting to start, and we're welcoming everybody. And we're asking Melissa, could you do a roll call and tell us who's here, if you would, please?
Sure, of course. Hey, everybody. I'm Melissa with JMT. And if everybody can mute their mics so there's not a lot of feedback while everybody else is speaking, and to let you all know that this meeting is being recorded. So next we'll go to Bob Campbell.
Okay, it's Bob Campbell. I'm the Transportation Engineering Manager of Hillsborough County.
Thank you. Shirley Reddy.
Good morning. I'm Shirley Reddy, Hillsborough County Public Schools Traffic Inspector.
Mike Zinn.
Yeah, I'm Mike Zinn, Florida Department of Transportation, District 7. And Susan, can you mute your mic?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Mashi.
Good morning, Mashi Doris, the American Quality Consultants Ambassador. Okay.
Yep. Thank you. Lori.
Lori Paleo, JMP.
Thank you. Antonio Velez.
Hey, Antonio Velez, USFPD.
Thank you. Susan Boda. Susan? Well, Susan is on. She is from Benish. Janice Martinez.
Good morning, Janice Martinez, Law Enforcement Liaison for DOT in District 7.
Thank you. Melissa Kinchlow. All right, well, Melissa is on. Andrea.
Good morning, Andrea Savaggio, Marketing with Benish.
Thank you. Jessica.
Good morning. My name is Jessica. I'm with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office Grants Research and Development Unit.
Thank you. Mike Taylor.
Good morning. Good morning, Mike Taylor from the Hillsborough County Emergency Medical Planning Council.
Thank you. Brenton.
Brenton Mosier from University of South Florida Center for Urban Transportation Research.
Thank you. Ms. Abigail.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Good morning. This is Abigail Flores from Hillsborough County, and I am the Safety and Mobility Engineer.
Thank you. Emily Hinsdale.
Hi, this is Emily Hinsdale with Sidewalk Stompers.
Thank you. All right, Bob. I think that is everybody. Did anyone call in on the line that I did not call your name?
Yeah, David Fry with the highway here in Tampa District.
I'm sorry, you broke up. Can you say your name one more time?
David Fry.
David Fry. Okay. Thank you much. Anyone else?
And then, yeah, Jim Reiser, Tampa Police Department Traffic Unit.
Hey, Jim. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Melissa. Welcome, everyone. We just want to start off, we're getting ready to start a new school year. Starts August the 10th. And I know a lot of the local agencies are now gearing up, and a lot of our activity are focused on starting schools and safe routes to schools, and a lot of effort going on with law enforcement officers as well. And so we just wanted to call that to our attention. For the next few weeks, that's going to be our primary focus on safety, among other items. With that, let's go ahead and start the business. And if we could have reports on starting off motorcycle safety, bicycles, and pedestrians, who would like to start? Abigail, would you like to discuss your safety, your pedestrian programs right now, please, if you would, what you're undertaking, what you're doing? Yeah.
Okay. Let me, hold on, I got the screen issues. Let's see. Okay, so safe routes to school. We, as the group knows, we've been working for 6 schools: King and Robles, Gaither and Claywell, and Brandon and Lamona. So this year we did engagement with the schools and community, engineering review, and then we moved on to project development for both easy implementable, more less complex implementable pedestrian and bike safety. And so currently we are constructing these tier 1, we call them, that's paint, signage, and delineators. We're constructing now in the school zones. We're going to start with the school's zone and then move out to along the student walking routes, verified student walking routes. So that will be constructed by fall. So we're currently doing that for the 6 schools, and we are in design for the tier 2, which are more permanent pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure, like raised crosswalks and flashing beacons. So those are in design right now to be constructed next year. For the Harvest Hope, we're doing a wayfinding project with Mort Elementary School to get the students from the elementary school to the Harvest Hope. And we are currently reviewing the project development report, which proposes colorful wayfinding for students along the way, like sharrows and signage and new crosswalks. And so we want to partner with the the school to get the students to participate in a design for these recommended ped and bike markings and signage. So if anyone from the group wants to assist or participate in that, or has experience with that, that would be appreciated. So this is so we're currently in that phase. So when the students come back, we want to engage them to participate in the design, and that's what I have for the schools. I wanted to share. Should I go into that? I have some information of, we did some GIS analysis of the type of roadways, the functional classification of the roadways where students are walking for these 6 schools, as well as the 3 schools we did last year, Lido, Pierce, and Alexander. So these 9 schools, we did some analysis. What is the posted speed limit on these verified student walking routes for the 9 schools? And we discovered that about 50% of the roadways have posted speed limits 30 to 35. So 50% of the verified walking routes have posted speed limits 30 to 35. Roughly 40% have a posted speed limit of 25 miles an hour, and then roughly 10% have posted speed limits of 40 miles an hour or greater. So that could be why we're not seeing a lot of fatal and severes of students in these all along the verified student walking routes, because the lower posted speed limits there. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And of the jurisdiction of the 45 mile an hour roads, the jurisdiction roughly 75% are in the county jurisdiction, and about 20% in the FDOT jurisdiction. So yeah, Ginger has been participating, and others on the phone call, but from FDOT, Ginger was participating in our technical advisory committee for all of the schools. So I'm glad that we are in conversation and coordinating with FDOT for this student school safety. So that's what I had. Thank you.
Hey, Abigail, also, could you mention on the resurfacing projects, what you're doing on all the resurfacing projects throughout the county?
Yeah,
relative to last. Okay.
So with the resurfacing projects, we have regular meetings on those as a team internally, and we are, as well as the bridge design. So there's a lot of our bridges that are past their lifespan. So we're talking about retrofitting or replacing. So in these discussions, we are looking for ways to include multimodal transportation and pedestrian to facilitate safely these modes and incorporate them for access. So we're looking at, adding like segments of shared use path and where feasible, and adding bike signage and bike lanes. So wayfinding for riders, bicycle riders, pointing them to direction of trails, or where the network continues at an intersection where they can find the bike lanes. So yeah, we are really being very proactive in safety, and so crashes don't have to be present. We're looking to encourage bicycling and walking, and to provide for the users that are there today.
Okay, thank you very much. Has anyone got anything they'd like to report on the motorcycle safety programs or motorcycle activities right now? Jim, do you have anything to say on that or to do?
Hi, this is Lisa at TPO. I've been attending the Motorcycle Safety Coalition meetings when I can, but I don't know of anything other than their next meetings coming up in August. Okay. And it's here locally at Cutter. So that's my motorcycle update I know of.
Hey, Lisa, do you
Yeah, this
have
is Jim Reiser, Tampa Police Department. We're still doing the smart motorcycle safety classes monthly. We have it booked all the way through November, so we're still getting a favorable response from the community, along with looks like we're going to continue the program into 2023. Looks like FDOT funding is pending right now. We are also doing local outreach with some of the local motorcycle dealers, specifically Brandon Harley, for some safety initiatives. So that's in progress for us, and hopefully we can keep expanding that program.
Hey, do you have is that on the website? How do people find out about
Yeah,
this
there's it's on the City of Tampa police website. So if you go to the City of Tampa site, navigate to police, and then there's a tab for the Tampa Smart Motorcycle Safety Program. And we were one of 4 in the state. I think the state's got 7 programs now. Citrus County recently added a class they're doing on a limited basis. And then Collier County came and visited us late last year, and they have their program up and running. So it's definitely caught on around the state, and hopefully it's going to make a difference. We have not had really any critical reviews from anybody that came through the course, and it's pretty intense. It's definitely an advanced rider course, so the response is favorable.
Great, thank you very much. Okay. We move on to the next item here, education. What under is Julie here? Bond, any chance? Is anybody from?
Julie's not here, but I'm here on her behalf from Cutter, Brenton Mosier.
Okay, could you you have anything you'd like to share with us, your programs?
The only thing is that we are getting ready just to start the next school year. We have outreach events planned at Hillsborough Community College, USF. We're attending the Glazer Museum next week, which will have a lot of children there, so we'll get them some back to school stuff. And then our driver's ed program will be kicking off again.
Okay. Mike Zinn, do y'all have any upcoming? Mike.
Bob, you were breaking up. I didn't hear you.
Okay. Do you have any upcoming YouTube type productions underway, or a TV spot you're working on, or anything?
We just did a shoot last Friday on another PSA about Delta 8 with teenagers and young children. So, because that's not a drug that's been outlawed, and you can just about buy it in any convenience store. So we're doing a PSA on that to try to make people aware of it.
Now, where can we see this PSA?
It's in production right now, Bob. Once it gets through production, of course, I've got to run it through legal before I can release it.
Okay, and you're going to present it to this group here?
Yeah. We'll present it to everybody when it comes out.
Okay.
And I just so y'all know, I put another PSA. It came from my counterpart in District 1, McGrady Judd, and it's on our website, and it's about traffic safety. So that's an interesting article from our neighboring sheriff. So, but it's up on our site as well.
What's the subject matter, Mike?
About aggressive driving primarily.
And how you're addressing aggressive driving, you mean?
Yeah, he just makes a statement about it. If you ever watch Grady Judd on TV, he's very passionate about not anybody breaking any law.
Okay. Is there any other training programs planned in the next quarter? Outreach efforts?
Not that I'm aware of. I know there's some ITPM courses coming up, and I think Largo or Janice can talk about it. She comes up on that program, but there is some LTAPs coming up next month, so I'll put those on the web.
There are. So we're continuing with the bicycle pedestrian HVE contracts that are run out of IPTM, and that incorporates a 4-hour training course for law enforcement. We also have a series of reconstruction classes that St. Pete is actually hosting for us next month, and tons of officers from all over the Bay Area are going to go to that, which is kind of impressive, because in order to get this next level, you have to already be a reconstructionist. So that's good for us. So we have plenty of sworn law enforcement officers in the area that have that kind of level of expertise.
Very helpful. Anyone else would like to mention some training efforts going on, education? Seeing none, we'll move on to enforcement and crash statistics. Who would like to start on this particular item? Mike, do you have anything from DOT?
I can start for you. So I have central breath testing results for June. So everybody that came through CBT in Hillsborough County in June, there was a total of 293 people that came through there. The average blood alcohol level was 0.149, and the refusal rate is actually down a little bit. It was at 39.93% refusal rate.
Okay.
Our high age group is 21 to 34.
20 what? 20?
21 to 34. And then we actually had 7 that were under 21 that were charged last month. 7.
Someone speaking? I can barely hear them, but I can hear someone talking. Who's caller 1? Anybody know?
It could be
Okay.
Bob. It could be the other guy who called him David Bride. I'm not positive who that could be. Bob.
Okay. Hey, Mike, you have any stats for us on the crashes right now?
Yeah, Melissa, if you want to bring up that map. Everybody got a map in their agenda. I don't know if everybody can read that, but that's what your stats are for Hillsborough County. And this is going through July the 8th. From the first of the year through the July the 8th is when these stats were put together. And it's all from Signal 4. And at that point, you can see total was 99. I think actually, as of yesterday, we're up to 108, but I don't have those verified yet.
Are these fatalities or just crashes?
These are fatalities.
Fatalities. And the largest group of fatalities are pedestrians?
Yes, sir, 22 of them.
How does that compare to this time last year? We know.
Last year we had 152 at this time total.
So we're down quite a bit. We're down quite a bit from last year's. Okay.
Yeah, they just pulled the numbers for the first 6 months of the year, and actually District 7, we're down 29% total across all of District 7. The rest of the districts throughout the state were like 3 or 4% down, and District 1, which was our neighbors in Bartow and south, they actually went up by 10%. So whatever we're doing in District 7, it's working.
I was just wondering, as the traffic volume starting to increase, bounce back, so that people are operating at slower speeds because of congestion, so the crash rates are down.
I don't know the exact what's causing it. I know here at District 7, what we've been doing, of course, is the law enforcement program, helping them to put a lot more red and blue lights out on the roads. I've also been geofencing all the work zone areas, and we've been doing RSAs in all the work zones. And that's what we've done different in the last 6 months here in our office. But as far as what's going on out there and the rest of it, I guess between the grants that are all working, between all the local agencies and everything else, I think it's just finally people are starting to slow down a little bit.
Bob, it's Jim Reiser, Tampa PD. There is, I would say the volumes, this is just going off rule of thumb data and just from personal observations, the volumes pretty much returned to what it was pre-pandemic, and in some cases probably increased with the new people coming into the area, which it has slowed down the drivers during some of the peak times. We're still finding some excessive speeds when the traffic volumes are not as heavy. people still trying to push the limit. I guess maybe they were used to driving like a maniac the last couple of years and thinking they can do it. But I do think the enforcement efforts have stepped up in this area. And I think it's making a difference when people see the red and blue lights, and we'll typically hit an area that we know has had a speeding issue several times over, several weeks or a month, depending on how bad the problem is, and people get used to seeing those cars out there, they slow down. I think a case in point would be the Courtney Campbell. I would like to think that a lot of the enforcement efforts out there have slowed people down. I'm sure Mike has seen a difference out there. But really the telltale thing is the Bluetooth monitoring of the speeds will tell us a lot. And when you guys used to send out those reports at FDOT from that monitoring for the Bluetooth signals, that was really helpful because that gets us to pinpoint when the higher speeds are out there. But there's a difference. It just hopefully it lasts and we can continue making an impact. Just stats, we're at
So what? Somebody's mic's open again. So go ahead. I see your hand up.
Okay. Hi, everybody. It's Lisa Silva. Sorry, I haven't been able to attend CTST in a while. It conflicts with the Livable Roadways Committee, so I'll make every effort to try to prevent that next year. But since I could jump on for at least part of this meeting, I wanted to kind of go out of term because I got my next school transportation meeting starting in 7 minutes. So to tell you a little bit about that, it's our second school transportation study that the TPO's assisted our local jurisdictions on. This one is City of Tampa focused. So we reprioritized all of the schools county-wide and then took 8 of the least safe City of Tampa schools, and we're doing a detailed kind of road safety audit analysis with recommendations around those 8. Right now we're taking them through little mini charrettes with each of the principals at the schools to ensure that our observations jive with their education and curriculum and, their super knowledge of their own schools. So we're cramming those in before school starts because they're very busy after that. Another important part of this project is an education and encouragement component because, as we know, our funding is limited. We can't solve everything by engineering them, nor is it appropriate. So that's been a fun aspect of it. Emily Hinsdale, that's on the calls, helping us with that, as are many other stakeholders. One thing I learned today, Shirley, is that evidently Corey Culpepper's team is going out with some of the newer principals to evaluate safety on the campus. We would like to get ourselves invited to be included or go over the recommendations that you guys have as a result of that to make sure we could fold them into the 8 schools that we're doing and make sure nothing we're proposing conflicts with that. We're having a little bit of a challenge given all the staff changes at the school district to have a school district member present at each of our charrettes. Because, as you know, Matt Pleasant's moved on and Amber's moved on, and the new person just can't attend all of our meetings. So I'll follow up on that. And Abigail, I came on in the middle of your presentation. Sounds like I could do with a phone call with you to follow up and learn what all you're doing so we can cross collaborate. The other thing is Peter Shue is coming to the TPO on August 12th at our board meeting. Those are televised, they're on YouTube. So you don't have to be downtown to attend, but he promises a very detailed and exciting update on District 7 safety program. So if anybody wants to listen in on what we're doing creatively with some funding and community outreach and stuff, that is going to be covered there. I've taken over many of Gina Torres's Vision Zero tasks. So if you need any support with that topic, feel free to copy me or just reach out directly. Regarding that, we're designing and developing a Vision Zero kind of like progress on moving the needle towards zero workshop at the end of the year. We're aiming for early December. Looks like it'll be a partnership with District 7 safety consultants and teams. So stay tuned for details of that. So I got 3 minutes left. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Lacey, to do that. Okay, the next item we'll go to is the engineering. Abigail, you want to talk on anything about what's currently going on in some of the HIN corridors and other locations?
Yes, well, for the statistics, the Hillsborough County did, we finished our safety reporting for 2021, and it was interesting because the TPO shared last month that crashes in the county have went up, but our research shows there's been a slight decline in our fatal and severes from 2020. Well, just a trend, I guess, since 2017 to 2021, it's trending down. But obviously, we still got lots of work to do, so we're not going to pat ourselves on the back. We're going to keep working hard to address fatal and severe injuries proactively. But what statistics can I share is fatal and severe injury crashes in 2021, 65% were driver, PED 11%, and motorcycle 17%, and bike 7%. So we know that PED and bike is disproportionately represented in fatal and severes because typically it's 1 to 2% of people travel by PED, by walking, right? So to be represented 11% when maybe 2% are accounted for in that mode, travel by that mode. So there's that. A fairly even split between day and night crashes for fatal and severe is pretty 50-50 on that. And what was interesting is fatal and severe by crash type is 20% is lane departure, fatal and severes, and 25% angle crashes, which happen at intersections, right? You're talking about your T-bone crashes there, 25%. And then rounding out the top 3 is the rear end crashes of 17%. So we do have a lane departure safety program that is proactively looking at locations of lane departure and causes, and we're going to implement countermeasures on a systemic approach. So we can target this type of crash, which is makes up 20%. And we do have also an unsignalized and a signalized safety program that's looking to address crashes at intersections, both signalized and unsignalized, and not just for drivers at these locations. So PED and bike countermeasures will be implemented along with driver safety, and that's going to address the 25% crashes that are at angle type crashes, because those happen at intersections and driveways. So, and then the rear end, is basically which is 17%. So we are actively looking to reduce speed limits on posted speed limits on our roadways through our resurfacing program. We're saying, can we potentially narrow the lanes and add bike lanes, and then we can reduce the speed limit. And the Vision Zero corridors, so we are on engineering. I will transition, but if anybody wants to have more discussion about our statistics, I have them. So as far as engineering, let's see, we are working with the TPO. It's a great project to improve our bike network. So we're finalizing our methodology which is going to tell us what locations need to have bike facilities and what location where there are bike facilities need to be improved, because we want to create a network that's attractive and safe. So, and so we're gonna move to screen those locations and do some project development this year. So that's a great thing that we're doing, a partnership with the TPO, and super exciting, Heart Transit. So you recall that the county has a safe access to transit program, and so we have developed we've located 3 locations that have high risk bus stops, 3 locations, and these locations are in the communities of Citrus Park is one, Egypt Lake another, and Progress Village is where the 3rd location is. And so we are currently scoping that project for pet improvements. So they're on my desk for review, and we have some proposed pet improvements, and we're going to work to design those tier 1s and tier 1s next year for which you recall the tier 1 improvements are paint, signage, and delineators. So that is super exciting that we're going to provide safe access to transit at these 3 locations. And Vision Zero, we are, no, there is a Vision Zero course, so I'll wait for that. Let's see what else I can share with you guys. Yeah, our unsignalized intersection program, we have finalized our methodology, which helps us to screen locations to go and improve for safety. And so we will be working on the next couple of months, screening these locations and ranking unsignalized intersections for projects. So that is super exciting. And like I mentioned, there will be multimodal projects for driver, pet, and bike, scooter, anyone else, any other human that crosses that intersection, we're going to address their safety. So that's what I have for engineering, Bob.
Okay, thank you, Abigail. City of Tampa. Anyone from City of Tampa here discuss our program? City's Temple Terrace. Plant City. Hearing none, we'll move on to school items. Hillsborough County Schools. Any items you'd like to discuss?
I don't have anything, Bob. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Bob, yeah, I'm sorry. I actually have one thing for the school. So we partnered, actually, I shouldn't say we, but AAA actually has done these great school signs. And they're doing a photo contest. So it's school open, and they want us to get us out to all the schools in the area. Actually, it's statewide. We're going to get them out to. And they're doing some type of photo contest with the school. I'm hoping there's some prizes that are associated if the school wants it. So if anybody wants any of these signs, I will be more than happy to get them out there to them.
How can we find out about that? Is there a website or?
So I've actually just reached out to the girls. So they only gave me 100 of them. So I actually have 100 in my possession. So I can get them really, Shirley, if you want me to get them to you, I can get them to you. I can get them to the officers, to get them to the SROs, to get them in the school. So whatever the easiest way to distribute them before school starts, I'm open for suggestions.
Do you have specific schools you want them to go to?
No, ma'am.
I'm happy to distribute them for you.
Yep. No, ma'am. That is really up to you. I would think that whatever's got high volume of traffic that's going through there, and we want to slow some people down and have them drive safely, I'll leave that in your capable hands.
Okay. We can meet up, and I can get them to schools that you want.
Okay.
I can get them to schools.
Okay, Shirley. I'll get with you after the meeting then, and I'll get them to you.
Okay.
Good, great. Thank you. That's good. Okay. HISIP. Anyone make any application from grant money? Mike?
Good morning. It's Mashid. Do you hear me?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Reporting on HSIP. We are working with Bill Reha and Peter on equipment needs from cities and counties. As always, as you know, we met our goal of 500 LPIs in December, but we're still working with the cities and counties to implement on local roads. We're working on some other intersections to improve safety. It's part of the Safe Strides to Zero. I just wanted to tell everyone that with the upgrades to the HSIP portal, they are working on access to the applications. So if you can't access the applications, please give me a call, and we can submit your information in an email format. So if that happens, please give me a call and I can help out. If there are any help that you need on HSIP applications regards to school, please let me know. I still am waiting for the ones that City of Tampa was going to work on. I think there were some requests for RFPs, but I haven't received any applications.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, if you have any questions about access to the portal for HSIP for the applications, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it possible to drop the link in the chat? Is that possible?
Right now they're working on it. That's why I just brought it up, because we looked at it last week and they're still working on it. So as soon as it's available, I can do that.
Okay, if Mike could email it out, or Melissa, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vision Zero. Anyone have anything to report on Vision Zero?
I can go. You guys aren't tired from hearing from me.
Go ahead.
Abigail Flores, Hillsborough County. So Vision Zero, we are constructing Mango Tier 1 and 78th Street Tier 1. And that is the paint, delineators, and signage. And super exciting, we are reviewing the concept designs for Mango Road Tier 2. So the more permanent design for that corridor, we are reviewing concept designs, which do include, all of them include enhancing pet and bike facilities. Yes, I hear the cheers on that corridor. So, and addressing speeds on that corridor, because it's a posted 45 miles an hour. And it's a C3T context classification. So we are doing that multi-prong approach where we're accommodating vulnerable users. We are addressing speed and even driveways. We are proposing raised medians, not to eliminate access, but to limit conflicts between drivers and pets. So we are looking at all that, and I will share with you once we have a selected alternative, but be happy to share that with the group. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's go to calendar updates and activity reports. Who would like to start on calendar upcoming events?
Bob, I can give you a couple of them.
Go ahead, Mike.
29th and 30th of this month is the 2022 MAD Law Enforcement Recognition event. On the 31st is the Noble Annual Training Conference. August, the whole month of August is Back to School Month Awareness. It's also, the whole month of August is Child Safety Awareness Month. August 1st through the 7th is Stop on Red Week. The 7th through the 10th is ATSIP Traffic Records Forum Conference out in Colorado. Nobody's going to go to that, of course. The 17th of August is Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over campaign. That runs all the way through September the 5th. And after that, we'll be back at our next meeting.
Okay, good. Okay, now next agenda item is open forum. We would like to request something, a motion if we could, from this group. The local government, specifically Hillsborough County, there's a new federal funding source directed to local governments for safe systems for all. It's called SS4A. We plan to seek a grant to address safe routes to school, pedestrian and high crash corridors. And we're seeking roughly $30 million, of which we will provide a 20% match for this. We would like, if possible, to receive a motion from this group here in support of our application to go after safety money for the Hillsborough County road system. So if someone would entertain our request, I would appreciate that.
Yeah, Bob, this is Mike. I'll make a motion that we support Hillsborough County to go for this federal grant money.
Okay. Could I get a second for someone?
Second, this is Emily Hinsdale.
Emily Henson, second the motion. All in favor could call the question unless there's a discussion. If not, can I hear ayes or nays? Ayes first.
Ayes.
Aye.
Nays. Nays. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And we'll be making this application. It has to be submitted by the middle of September. And hopefully we'll get some of that money for our road system here to do that. With that, is there any other items that anyone would like to bring up in this meeting, if we could?
Hey, Bob, this is Melissa.
Uh-huh.
We need to get approval for the minutes, for the June minutes.
Okay. So someone, I've reviewed those and I found no problem with those. Would someone like to make a motion to approve these minutes, please?
Mike Taylor, so moved.
Okay, a second. Who would like to make a second, please, if you want the minutes?
Second. I'll second it, Bob.
Who was that? Who was that?
Shirley.
Shirley, okay. Okay, with that, finding no objection, we're going to approve the minutes. Melissa, you okay? Good. Okay, good. Okay, just like to note, next month we'll be meeting in person up at the district headquarters in the executive conference room at 9:30. And look forward to seeing everyone in person. It's been a while to get back to a normal routine. With that, the meeting stands adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be safe, everyone. Thank you.